What's going on today, YouTube? Today, I want to show you guys what to expect if you are trading with a small account. This trade, I made this trade. I'll show you guys proof because I know everyone needs proof. But anyways, here's my little screenshot. I bought JDST on 131.18 almost as soon as the market closed, 20 shares. I sold today at 9:40 a.m. at 54.77. So that was about a $4 gain on my position, which brings like the 80 bucks, and then you take out fees. I made about $67 on this trade. And I know that does not sound like a lot, but I'm gonna do this math. Real quick. 54.77 minus 50, 724 equals $4 divided by. That is a 7.9% gain. And what I want to get at, you guys need to understand when you're trading with a small account, people that make hundreds and thousands of dollars are only getting these gains of about 7%. They try to get gains anywhere between 5% and 10% per trade. Usually, most successful traders. What I want to get at, you guys get discouraged too quick. You're like, oh, I need to hold this stock until I make like $400 or $1,000 or so on. You can't do that with a small account. What you need to focus on is your percentage gains. And your percentage gains is what matters. As long as you keep those up and keep those around anywhere 5-10% per trade, your account will turn into a big account. You just can't expect that in the beginning. It's not possible. Like these people that are making hundreds of dollars per trade, they're going in with like a $10,000 position. If they go in, like I went in this trade, $1,000 position. Made 7%, that's like 70 bucks. Now, if you go in with a $10,000 with this trade, you would have made about $700. So that's what I want to make you guys aware. Don't get discouraged don't think like you're not making the same gains as the bigger people out there, because you are. You're trading with a smaller account, so it takes more time. When your account gets larger, you'll be able to have those $1,000 gains. And I want to do a quick little breakdown, show you why I saw value in this stock and why I traded it. I messed up. I did not nail it as perfectly as I should have. To start off, I've been watching it because I actually bought this stock last week sometime, and I completely messed up on that. Here, I'll take this away. That's when this stock was in here. I bought it on this as soon as it crossed this line. I don't know the exact number, I'd have to look it up, but I bought it like as soon as it crossed this line, and I was not paying attention to this resistance. I was just this is why I want to tell you guys my mistakes and how I fix them, how I look back at them, and I improve on them. So, my first time earlier last week, I ignored this line, and I thought, okay, it's gonna break. So I bought somewhere in here, and went in with like $1,000 position. I lost I think like 50 bucks. And which is like 5%. But I got out. I cut my losses quickly. I was actually going to put more into that position. That's why I only bought so little. But it didn't continue the trend I thought it was going to, so I got out. That's one lesson. One lesson is don't try to go into a trade without realizing you're not at an actual support resistance level or so on. So, as it played out more, I started to realize that there was a trend, like a diagonal trend. So I was it was playing between these two lines. And the second time I messed up, this downward parallel, when it breaks this parallel, that is a sign to buy. I wasn't paying attention that day. Sometimes I miss trades, it happens. It bounced off here. Ideally, you would have bought on this if you're playing solely off of support resistance lines, which I don't recommend. I still think you should wait till they have positive momentum above that EMA line. But anyways, where I messed up, had the green day, so it held this next day. This, because it started its upward trend right here, that would have been a great entry that day, the closing of that day. And look, you could have made a good bit. But, so I didn't see that, and I actually didn't see this until it was far, like at the end of the day on on the 29th. So at this point, I waited again. Yes, has an upward pattern, but I waited because I don't like to get into a position when it starts breaking away from this EMA line so much. It's part of the reason why I sold today. I'll get there. We'll zoom in a little bit. So it has a pretty good distance from this EMA line. Yes, it's still on an uptrend, but it's gradually getting farther away. So I waited, didn't buy this day, waited, it's getting farther away, which to me was a good thing to see. I liked that. And then, what do you know, the next day, it comes and it drops down. My key entering in here, I didn't catch it until about $50.70, which isn't too far off of what I wanted to do, but as long as it was holding above 50, and you guys can see it's bouncing off 50, that is a new support line. It was a resistance, it broke it, so now it's a support line. So now we're bouncing here, opened right at 50, closed up here. It comes down to that $50. That's when I took my position, when I saw it still was holding above that $50 mark. Next day, it opened up here, closed here. It was a red day, but it was still showing positive momentum. So I'm like, okay, I'll stay in. And I was waiting. If it would have broke that $50 line, went down to like 49, losing $1 per share, I would have cut my losses right there. And so then I waited. I'm like, okay, it's still showing good signs. So you can see I waited, and then today it gapped up overnight and closed the whole way up here. Now, another thing, my expectation of this stock the entire time going in was to sell at 55 because there's resistance back here. So it got close to it actually got past 55 when I was watching it, and then it fell back down, and that's why I didn't get executed until 54.70 or somewhere around there. I could have held all day, and yes, I could have got $4 more per share, but that was my plan. I was getting in at around 50, I was selling around 55. I stuck to it, and I got out. Don't be sad you missed out on that extra gain. The point of this video, you need to wait. You need to be patient and wait for the correct setups. Am I sad I missed out on this? No. Am I happy it did what I expected it to do? Yes, I'm very happy because I looked at this, planned this out, and I had my reasons for buying and my reasons for selling. Another great thing you can do. If you are, say you have a lot of positions, say you have a lot of shares, you have hundreds of shares. When you have this positive and you say you were going to get out at 55 originally, take a small portion of shares and get out. Stay in with the remaining number of shares so you already lock in good profits, and if you still have hope that it's going to go up even higher, have a small amount of shares still in. So that way you win both. You win both ways. If it doesn't go up like you hope, then at least you covered the majority of your profits at that $55 mark or whatever mark you were selling at. But that's how I broke down this stock, and that's right now, it's going to go, okay, it's at its next resistance level, just somewhere in here, around 58. So I'm going to wait to see how it plays out. If it bounces off here and goes back down to 50 and holds and bounces again, I'll re-enter. I'll take that 16% or part of that 16% every single time. And now, one other thing I want to get to, these trend lines now, this downward parallel, I take them out. They're not useful anymore. So you want to clear up your drawing as it starts breaking out of these trends. It broke out of this trend, it's not in it anymore, so I don't need it. It means nothing to me right now. Right now, I'm looking at this support level and this resistance level. And hey, if it breaks this resistance level, it has potential to go the whole way back up to 78, its highs, which would be another 30% gain. So right now, my plan is to re-enter when this pulls back to this line, if it keeps uptrending. If this line would have straightened out, I would have got out of my position, which it would have if it broke below 50. That line would have straightened out. That shows a sign of reversal, so I'm out. The candles are still above the line, yes, but anytime it flatlines, like here, flatline, reverse. Anytime it flatlines, that's a sign it's going to change, even on the bottoms. It's going up, that flat lines, it's going on the other side. So those are the keys I look for. And main part of this whole video, I just don't get frustrated when you're getting small gains and these big guys are getting huge gains. Don't worry about it. Look at the percentages you're making. If you're making good percentages consistently, you will have that big account one day and you will be able to trade and you will make those $1,000 gains. You just have to be patient. Okay, and to end this video, another stock. I want to give you guys a stock to watch. I see value in coming up like soon. And I don't know, I don't have a play on it yet. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting right now. So this DRN, I have a line down here at 1753, somewhere like that. And the reason I drew that is because you'll look at this, you'll look at your 3-year. Oh, that's way down. That's way down, but this is the line you're looking at right now. It had a support here, okay? And now, if you look at the stock, on the 6-month day, it's almost hitting this support line. When it comes down and hits this support line, which it's here, it's kind of hard to see, but this was today. This was the day before. It opened and closed at the same price, so you can't see any color. But so it came down here, had a little fake out, hit that resistance level, fell back down. And this resistance level is here because it's close to these. But if it comes down to the 767 level and crosses back over that EMA and starts uptrending, you're looking at a 17-18% gain. So if I can get solid confirmation, it's going to bounce here and come back up. That's another swing trade I'm looking to do in the next few days. I hope it happens soon. I hope Monday, that this is on a Friday. I hope Monday this stock falls more, hits this, and starts consolidating here. As in like here. I just hope it has a little bit of a consolidation. And then I might take a small position at first and then wait for it to actually confirm. And hopefully I can get that 18% gain. Leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to keep on bringing you guys this content. Have a good weekend.